fourth grade families. I am recording this video to help answer some frequently asked questions about the topics that were not taught before leaving school. Luckily for us in fourth grade, we had almost covered every new skill in our academic year in fourth grade. This is something that should look familiar to you. We sent it to you online through our Class Dojo. We also printed it out, and it's with your student materials that we gathered up from school. I wanted to go over a couple of them so we could all be on the same page about the new learning and the instruction that we'll be giving on these new topics in the weeks to come. First, for math, and again, this is for fourth grade, we did not cover elapsed time and probability. Those are the only two topics that we did not cover before leaving. So what we're going to do when we're online, having online classes for math, we are going to be covering these new topics with direct instruction and practice activities. So we will be continuing instruction through our Zoom classes. And we can see elapsed time. If you go on IXL, it's letter O practice 6, 7, and 8. And we'll be going more over the practice items during online class. The other topic that we didn't get to is probability. And that IXL practice is letter V and 1, 2, and 3. These links that are included, the websites to use, we will be using those in class on Zoom, and also they are there for you to use as well with practice with the new math materials. So with these standards to learn still, we will be throwing them into the spiral review, and after these new topics have been instructed, we are going to start spiraling everything from the fourth year back in. We're starting new content after spring break. Another topic in science, we left off with only one topic to learn, and that is plants. So again, at the bottom, there's even IXL for science. So we put letter M, 1 through 6 through IXL practice for plants. And again, after spring break, we are going to be starting a science study for this topic. It was our only unit left that we didn't get to before leaving. So we're going to throw this into our Zoom online classes too to teach the new content. For Virginia Studies, Virginia Studies is kind of a unique subject. We didn't get to two topics in Virginia Studies, but you will not use this information and this content in fifth grade. So we will be offering practice for these by sending home paper packets to practice, but we might not get to this instruction on Zoom. We just feel like reading, math, and science are a little more important since they will be used in fifth grade. But these topics are very interesting and fun to learn about. So we are including a lot of materials to practice through the paper practice. It's now in your supply bag that was gathered up at school for you. So for Virginia Studies, we are not going to go over this content, but we may apply it in some journal writing and some activities we do in reading class. Speaking of reading, the reading content, it says all fourth grade level skills have been taught for reading. So there is nothing new for reading that your child was not instructed on throughout the school year. All skills have been instructed. Now it's time to spiral back through. We have a new pacing guide that we're going to be following for our online learning, where each week is actually a skill. And what we're going to do is do some online reading and practicing throughout the week for that skill to review. If you need the code again for EPIC, our class code is WEC 4449. So if you're in one of my reading classes, that is how you get into our online library. And again, EPIC has over 35,000 different books. I assign a weekly book a week and an activity to go along with that. We also use our portal. Through Clever, you can get on Study Island, you can get on Freckle. And be sure to read at least 20 minutes a day. So for reading, there is not a new topic to discuss. The only thing that I'm going to discuss before leaving you today is the calendar of field trips. This is part of your homework, and each night or each day, whenever it works best for your family, you're going to go to the online calendar and click the link. This is just a copy of the calendar, so there's nothing to click on paper, but on the PDF online, the links are blue. So for the 30th of March, it was the San Diego Zoo. So you take a virtual field trip to the zoo, and each time you take a trip, you write down a couple sentences, summary, or things you learned about that trip. The next day was careers with the NBA. Today was trips to Mars. So both of those sites had ways to explore what Mars is like. Tomorrow is the Canadian Egg Farm. Each trip you take in April and in May is somewhere completely different. A lot of cool places on here. So each day with your family, if it works better at night or in the morning, click on the field trip and then use your mentor sentence notebook to write down a few sentences of a summary of the trip, and then draw a line and then write the next day. Try to save paper in that way. I did actually pull these out too. These are your multiplication flashcards. You should be practicing these or some source of multiplication facts with you in addition to the nightly activities. Thank you so much for all of the support that you have given us so far as we journey into this virtual learning. We have really enjoyed our classes so far online, and we have been pleasantly surprised with the amount of participation in each class. Please make sure when you're logging in, you know what class you are signing up for the code. The codes don't change per subject. So if you have reading on Monday with me, that's going to be the same code each time. If you have math on Monday, you use the Mrs. Fulcher math code every Monday for class. We are going to have specialized codes every now and then for when we put all of 4th grade together. And there's going to be some fun things happening soon. Thank you so much for all of the support that you've given us, and we'll talk to you soon.